Hello. Good afternoon, lovely ladies and gentlemen, if there's anybody around today. I'm waiting for Facebook to, or somebody's logged on already, but I'm waiting for it to freeze because it usually does for the first 30 seconds. So there's a few of you coming along there. Please say hello. Tell me what you're up to and what the weather's like. It's a little bit cold here. Just taken off my warm jumper, but it's okay. Not too bad. And they have had sun today. So, hello Lewis. Yes, sorry, they came on Saturday. I forgot to, they're looking lovely. And the packaging, as other people have said, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Lewis. I haven't had a chance to have a go yet, but I will have a look and see what I can come up with. Hello, Karen. Hello, Sharon. I think I missed your call earlier, Sharon. Just got to it and it stopped. And then the doorbell rang. Yes, we're all okay, but no doubt I shall speak to you at some point. Hello, Jill. Jill says hi to everyone. Hello, Josie. Hello, Sandy. And Sandy says hi to everyone. Hello, amigos. From Tony from Sunny. Roger. Sunny. It's not sunny here now. Hello, Wendy. And hello, Ira. Sewing. Yay. It is. Got a little something that didn't come to me till about half an hour ago. Hello, Christine. Lovely to see you. She says hi to everyone. Okay, Lois, I shall get onto it as soon as I can. I've got some ideas flowing around, which they usually do. Hello, Linda. Lovely to see you. And Karen. Hello, Karen. And yeah, that's fine, Sharon. I thought when it was a London number, I thought, oh, that's got to be Sharon, and she's not on the tube yet. Hello, Karen. Hi to everyone. She says, you've just got back in from Hailing Island. And it was lovely and sunny there. Wow. Hello, Linda. Nice to see you today. And hello, another Linda, Linda B. Yes, sorry, Linda. I have seen that now when somebody else did as well. I'll get your things out, all of you, as soon as I can. Hello, Brenda. You're looking forward to today. Good. Hello, Anita. What's that, Sue I saw? Oh, yes, Sue's watching. Hello, Sue. Hello, Moira. Oh, it's sunny for you now in France. That's nice. Hello, Louise from Logan, Rex and me. Where's Arlo? Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Watching YouTube Christmas decorations look great, but we'll never make. Yeah, it's in my mind, but I don't normally do decorations, but I can see what I can think of. Hello, Jackie. Jackie hopes everyone is well, which is lovely. I think we are. Hello, Marion and the Trishaettes. Yeah, that works. That works. Hello, Anne. She says hello to lovely ladies. Have you got any pale teal material? I probably have, Anne, in some spray time. I'll have to send you a picture. Hello, Sheila. Hello, Joan. Lovely to see you. And Sharon. Sharon says hi to everyone. And Alison. Alison hopes myself and all our ladies are well. Jolly good. I hope we are. I mean, usually people will say if they're not feeling too well, and we send them all good vibes, and it helps them to get better. So, hello, Christine. Yes, I haven't managed to get back to you, but with one thing and another, it is back up and running. So I will probably call you in the morning. Now, in the morning, I have to do a school run. Yes, no, I haven't, because he's off. So I shall be here whenever. So say from 9 o'clock, I shall be up by then. But give me a chance to get a cuppa inside me. Oh, Jackie, you sent your email earlier today. Once I know amount, I'll send it straight over. Once you know amount. Okay, Jackie, no problem. I am still, as you probably all know, wading through the emails. I haven't even got back to everyone, but I will. And I haven't sent anything out yet. I'm really, really sorry. But time has just been against me. But I will get them out. I'm definitely getting some out tomorrow because Oliver's going to help me. Hello, Rosie. You've been making the sanitizer thing. Not perfect, but you're quite pleased. Jolly good. You just need to put the swivels on or take pictures. Do hope we've recovered from Sunday. And Martin, yes. Yeah, he loved it. Absolutely did. And now you've seen him twice. Here he comes with my cup of tea. thank you, darling.
Yeah.
He didn't want to make an appearance today. Oh, there's Joan from Ireland. Now, Joan, is that Joan who knows Bridget? Is that Joan who knows Bridget? I think it might be. We were only talking today, Joan. Hello, Christine. So excited about your bits ordered from you for the sale on Sunday. They will be with you. As I say, I'm hoping to get a load out tomorrow, but I shall still be taking phone calls as well. So it's some and some. But obviously, I do like to get them out as soon as I can. But there's not enough hours in the day, as you all know. So what's Karen been doing? You've completed a Christmas rag wreath, new to you, but you enjoyed making it. Lovely. Now, I haven't done a rag wreath. I think I've done a little trial, but I think I'd probably start on a nice little polystyrene dinky one. Oh, there's no rush for you, Christine. Oh, thank you. I know I do appreciate those that say you're not desperate, but if you are, please say to me and I will prioritise. I know you'd all like everything as quickly as you can, and I will do that. How was my biscuits? Well, yes, I should have taken a picture, shouldn't I? Yesterday, as some of you may know, my 4-year-old, just turned 4-year-old grandson Oliver was, I had to go and pick him up from school because he had a cough and a runny nose. So basically he did have a cold, but the school, following government guidelines, had to send him home and also suggest he had a COVID test. So fortunately, I've never heard of a 4-year-old having one. However, my daughter in the job she's in was able to do that. So she came home and I did have to hold him while he had it done. But to appease him, I said, we'll make fork biscuits. So we did make fork biscuits with the wonderful help from his little brother, who's just over 1.5. And we had fork biscuits. Now, all of you who've made them know exactly what sort of size they would be. But Oliver's yesterday were the size, no exaggeration here, they were pea-sized. I might put a picture on later because I had to take a picture. Pea-sized and grapes. So I didn't change them and I just cooked them for a little less time. And he thoroughly enjoyed them, but it did make me chuckle. But they were perfectly round and they were and they obviously enjoyed them because they all got eaten up. So yes, they love baking. They love baking. Hello, Shirley. Lovely to see you. And Bridget. Oh, so Joan is. Yes, it's related. Yes, Joan. Oh, well, lovely to see you here. He's a keeper. Well, he's been around for a fair time, and yeah, he has his most of his days are good days, but I sometimes have to, you know, just keep him in order. He can be a bit rowdy. No, not really. He's quite fun. Hello, Maggie. Lovely to talk to you earlier. And Di. Afternoon, Di. Just back from your exciting Days Dancing in Torquay. Lovely. Which culminated. I knew you were going to appear on Phil and Holly's Good Morning, but I wasn't watching it. I hope you were on there, because I shall have to. I'm sure they'll show it again, most probably. Had to dance to Shania Twain, so all rather exciting. Now you're getting back to normal. Yes, do the slow down sitting and sewing, pushing that fabric through the machine. Good afternoon, Annette. Lovely to see you. Oh, Jill got carried away cutting your hexagonal centerpiece. Good job I checked the time. I know, because now you have your centerpiece and you'll be able to have a little container for your cutlery on Christmas Day or any other time. Oh, there's no rush. Oh, thank you, Josie. That does help. Yep. Oh, no rush. His lordship still working from home. No way of seeking it past him. Okay. Oh dear. So, yeah, there's probably not much chance at the minute of yeah, oh bless him. Yeah, not much chance of him actually going back with the way things are going now. Hello-y, that can only be the one and only Leslie. Hello, how are you? Oh, your 3-year-old granddaughter had to have a COVID test last month. Results came back negative. Yes. I don't believe he has at all. I think he's got the cold, which we've all had, and he did have a runny nose, which doesn't appear to be a symptom, but they said he doesn't have symptoms of a cold. And I did say, well, yeah, he does actually, because I'd been wiping his nose in the morning. But he was, yes, he had a little cough, but nothing drastic. And obviously he was coughing more at school. But there we go. I have to follow guidelines and just deal with it, basically. A little bit of a pain, but there we go. Oh, thank you, Tony. You don't know what a fork biscuit is, but any biscuit's good. Tony, let me quickly explain. Mary Berry had brought fork biscuits. I think it's in one of her books, and we, in the early days, always used to talk about fork biscuits, and I didn't know what a fork biscuit was, but it is a very easy recipe to make. And, well, this is what I did yesterday, and I hope it's still right. It was 4 ounces of butter or margarine, 2 ounces of sugar, and 5 ounces of flour. Plain flour, I believe. Well, I use plain, and they all turned out beautifully. And I just put them in the food processor and mix it all together. Then I give it to the children. Oliver usually weighs it all out for me and tips it in. And then you just roll them into a ball. And I would say, what sort of size? Not quite golf ball. Bigger than peas and grapes, most definitely. And so they're round. Plop them down on your baking tray. And then you use a fork and just press down into the top. I think probably better to put a bit of water on your fork so it doesn't stick. Press it down onto the top, and that's where you get your fork biscuits from. I have them in the oven for, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. Occasionally I've left them a little longer and they go a bit darker in colour, but they're still more than edible. But they are the most delicious, easy biscuits to make. Oh, Anne. I just let them do their own thing. It's all fun. Oh, Di, you were on there. Oh, I'll have to have a look, Di. I will have to have a look. Oh, thank you, Rosie. That's kind. Oh, lots of people. Hello, Jan. Lovely to see you. Oh, yes, Bridget Scott, Sharon. So give it a go. Crumbs. It was Tony, wasn't it? That's right. Brain dead today. Tony, yeah, give them a go because they are quite easy. And I will admit too, early evening, going and making a batch because I needed something sweet. So not long to make at all. You could do it by hand, you know, like you used to do the your pastry, rubbing that all in, you know, like this. But no, stick it in a food processor or mixer, and even quicker. Afternoon, Sadie. She hopes we're all well. You're a bit late today. I'm usually late, so don't worry about it. You've been painting a Christmas project. That sounds interesting. Good afternoon, Kim. Nice to see you. And gosh, stop. And Eileen, hello. She says hi to everybody. You just finished cutting the lawn. You never stop, Eileen. If it's not making those beautiful bags, you're cutting the lawn. I think ours needs doing again, actually. There's a few daisies there, but I must admit it's a lot greener than it was. Yes, you're right, Bridget. It is great to bake something that doesn't need eggs. I think I go through phases. I have a huge amount of eggs. Do you remember the number of eggs I had, I don't know, March, April time, when you couldn't get certain things, and daughter got some for me. I think I got 70 odd eggs. So it was like omelette every day, baking cakes, anything that used 8 eggs. And but now I'm back to the normal dozen, 18, and I'd used some for, I baked a cake actually, I think on Sunday, and then Martin decided to make egg mayonnaise. Okay, that's fine, Jan, lovely, thank you. And now I'm thinking, and that was just after I'd made a quiche, that's right. In the week I made a quiche, so I think I used 6 or 7 eggs in that, and now I've got 2 left. Did he put them on the shopping list? No. Never mind. It just means there'll be no more baking cakes at the moment. So, hello Mary, nice to see you. Mary says hello to everyone. Oh, there's Rhonda watching there as well. Hello Rhonda. I bet you've been busy sewing as well, unless you've perhaps been at work. Oh, there's Brenda. You've just been making peanut brittle. Wow. Never done that. Yes. Do some fork biscuits as well. I love peanut brittle, or I did in my younger days when my teeth were much better. Now I don't bite on anything that's too hard. So what has... Tony's made a lavender bag for a friend's birthday. Homegrown lavender. Oh, I bet it does, Tony. I must admit, I used to have... so this is... And probably 3 years ago, I pulled it all up because it had been in for 17 years. And it had gone very, very woody. So, sorry, just getting my tea. So I decided it was time. I need to put some more in to replace. Oh, Bridget, you made jars of Christmas mincemeat. How nice. Oh, never done that either. Hello, Claire. Just got in from walking your dog. Lovely. And yes, I'm glad you're all talking to each other. Yummy, yummy, lovely smells, I know. Hello, Melanie. You made it. Jolly good. And you're looking forward to the demo. It was a last minute thinking of what I'm going to do. Yeah. And I must admit, sometimes, you know, I just have a look around on the internet, and Pinterest is a good friend, and I just saw this picture and I thought, yep, that's what I'm going to do. So I just came into here, cut a bit of fabric, because I knew exactly how I was going to make it, and I'll get when I show you how, it is so easy, and I'll just give you some alternatives of what else you can put in it, just depending on your machine. You know, I've done it so that everybody's machine will be able to do this. Sometimes too much bulk is not, you know, is not compatible with some people's machines. They don't like it. So I've done it so that it should be all right for everybody's. Louise is feeling hungry. I know, all this food, all this food. And there's Margaret. Hello, Margaret. Hopes we're well on this better afternoon. We'll try and pay for your good. Yes, that's okay, Margaret. No problem at all. Oh, what Shirley's bed's covered in William Morris Frenchies. Wow. Planning a quilt. That sounds fantastic. I think a William Morris quilt will be an absolute heirloom. Most definitely. Oh, I'm lovely and loud today. Am I talking? The birds are singing in the background. I just heard them. There they are. And it is very quiet, which I must admit Oliver says to me. He said, Grandma, it's quiet. And I think, yes, that's lovely. I like it to be quiet. I know it is usually quiet and peaceful around here, but when little Charlie needs a sleep, oh my goodness, there's always banging or cutting. The roofs are being replaced opposite, and so yesterday he was asleep. So it depends which part of the house. Sometimes I leave him, if it's nice and warm, just outside the conservatory door, but I place him where it's going to have the least possible noise. And yesterday it was from all around. There were 2 or 3 different sets of noises, and I just felt like going and telling people, don't you know my grandson's trying to have a sleep? But they wouldn't know. So we just get on with it, and he slept through most of it anyway. And he's always much happier when he's had a little sleep and lets Grandma do a little bit, and then we have lots of play. Now, I wonder, I haven't seen Lindsay today. I hope she's okay. Hello, Jeanette. Good afternoon. Lovely to see you. Yeah. So, what have I got to show you today? Well, I did think I was going to have some beautiful fabrics and more to show you. I ordered probably 4 or 5 ranges, which were due to come to me in January and February. Oh, you're there. Oh, lovely, Lindsay. I thought, where is she? Oh, I hope you're well. And so this fabric wasn't going to be... And then there was an email telling me the Ups man would be here with a delivery. And I thought, oh. So I'm expecting one of these ranges and thinking, oh, well, never mind, doesn't matter. And when I had just opened the box, because I thought I'll show you, and I'm a little bit disappointed. Well, the fabric's still lovely, but you're okay, jolly good. Fabric is lovely, but I ordered complete ranges. So one of them, and I can't even remember. Oh, I know which one. It might be a flowery one, which is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I'm just thinking, because there was some new spray time. So you know the spray time I had in the sale. There were some new colours. So it's what I call my plains, but in nowhere are they plain. They've got a lovely mottled effect, so that they go deeper and lighter. Not drastic, but just very subtly mottled. And but it was a box full of them in, yes, some beautiful colours. But why do I want them now when I haven't got all the designer fabrics to go with them? So Trisha will be having a little word, because where are we now? October, November, December. If they're not coming, they might not even be till February. That's 4 months in advance, and I shall have to pay for all of those before I even get, and I won't be able to do anything with them really, because I haven't got the other fabrics to go with them. So, you know. Oh, can't you see all the comments, Maggie? Have a look at your, if you're on the iPad or probably anything, top right hand corner, there's a little balloon shaped thing. And just press on that, and it should, it will say comments on then. Because if you press on it, it'll say comments off. Press on that, and you should be able to see them all. Hello, Penny, lovely to see you. Kim, Maggie, sometimes, yes, that's right, Kim. I quite often have to do that, and sometimes I must press it in the wrong place so it doesn't, and then I do it again and it is there. Yeah, that's just what I thought. Hi, Rebecca. Hello, Dexter. Hope you're well. They probably want, yeah, that's just what I thought. I bet they thought, well, I mean, obviously they will be in their range, so they've got them now, so they thought, we'll send them out now. Well, there's some of the others perhaps that had got plains with them. A plain that's not a plain. I think there was some linen texture ones in different colours, which go with, let's see, I've got an oriental one. But they're not due till then, so I want them all together. I don't think I'm asking too much. There we are, Maggie. I hope you've had a little click around. There's lots of people telling you the bar, right hand, yeah, that's right, box with a bar in it. That's the one. Oh, on your phone, comments appear if you swipe across. Okay, I didn't know that. Josie, I don't sell bobbin fill, no. Don't think any of, oh, yeah. Yes, I have got a supplier that probably would. I will have a look, see what I can do. Yeah, also to get some revenue in, yeah. To be honest, to be fair, they are very, very busy. I spoke to the rep the other day, and she said, yeah, it's lovely, Oriental Jill, it really is. And she said, how are things going? It's been a tough time. And I said, well, actually, I'm busier than ever. And she said, tell me about it. So obviously, well, I think we all know the soft craft industry over this time has just soared. And the main thing where we see that is sewing machines have sold out. You know, it's most of the ones which are at the reasonable prices and good brands, they're just sold out. And even the suppliers, I suppose the manufacturers rather, they've had a problem, so they can't get the quantities over here. And they're probably putting them on slow boats, not to China, slow boats to here, before, so they're taking that much longer. But I say, go to your good suppliers like GUR and see what they've got to offer, because they have some ex-demo machines as well. I wonder, I'm thinking of you, Bridget. So I think they're trying to help us all out, because when you can't, they've got a big, well no, it's a smallish showroom, but they have got lots of machines in there for demonstration purposes as well. So they do like, and it's a great idea to, have a demonstration machine, and once it's been there for 3 to 6 months, sell that one at a discounted price, and it will have had hardly any wear from being a demo machine, and it's a real good buy. So hello Patricia, and she says hello to everyone. Nice to see you today. So that was my moan about fabrics. I shouldn't moan about them really. So they, yes, they haven't, what I wanted hasn't come. Also, just off the cuff, I ordered some PJs and they were supposed to come today and they haven't either. So nothing's going well. Oh right, yes, of course, Lindsay, yep. Well, there's another one. Yes. Yes, our Bridget was looking at one as well. So, yeah, they are great. Don't tempt me. Ron would kill you. Oh, no. I know. Yeah, that one you have was a demo one when I bought it 15 years ago. I did have a demo, an ex-demo one. Nothing wrong with them at all. No. Which one did I buy as an ex-demo? It's just the saving on them is so worth it. And there's another one there now too. Oh. No, I mustn't. Not yet. I think the last machine I had actually was just after Christmas this year. Hello Patricia, lovely to talk to you earlier too. So we'll wait into the new year and give myself another Christmas present, I think. I need to dig some of mine out. I've said to you before, I'm going to sell some of the machines because I don't use them. And I want to get them out. Some are upstairs, some are in the sewing room. And I know there's some people who, yeah, if they still come with a warranty, it's a good idea. Yes, Christine. Well, when you buy from a shop, more often than not, like GUR, they will give you a warranty as well. It's when you buy privately, the warranty isn't transferable. But, you know, as I've said to somebody else, I mean, on the odd occasion, something goes wrong with your machine and you do need to use that warranty. But of all the machines I've had, I've never had to use the warranty. Perhaps I'm just lucky, but I've never had to. They haven't got the Jaguar 487 on their website anymore. Yeah, that was a very good buy. I think it was in the early days. They were just seeing what the demand would be like, and they did a special offer on that, so it was really good. But even at their normal price of probably 300, yeah, I thought that was right, Lindsay. And GUR will look after you anyway. They're just good. You're looking for a Bonina as my 160 is getting on now. Yeah. Now that is another option. You see, I have a, what do I have? A Bonina. I have a Bonina 1260, or perhaps that's what yours is, Wendy. And also I have a Bonina 570, and I don't know whether to upgrade my 570 because it hasn't got, which I've got used to with my trusty Janome here, hasn't got a thread cutter. It's got the needle threader, and it's got the knee lift, and what else? It's got lots. It's a great machine. Oh, it's got the BSR, Bonina stitch regulator. That's right, we talked about that. So it's got the patch, it's got the walking foot, the free motion feet, lovely little cabinet with all the feet in, but it hasn't got a thread cutter, and I've got used to it. Wonderful machine, stitches beautifully, but I don't know whether to upgrade that, so we'll see. Okay, Louise, you enjoy your stir fry. Yes, I think I've got pizza tonight, which I'm not bothered about, but Martin likes his pizza, so we shall see. I know I've got a little bit of ice cream. That's what you want, the BSR for quilting. Yeah, so that's for your free motion quilting. Right, Bridget. Mine is an M200. The M200 and the M100 have the thread cutter, but the M50 doesn't. And then the numbers, the 50, the 100 and the 200 have, it's the number of stitches. So if you don't need all the stitches, you only need 100. 100 is a lot of stitches. That still has the thread cutter, then, you know, that's still a great buy. Yeah, the M100. The only thing I'd say that the 200 has, which I don't actually use anyway, it has alphabet on it as well. but they're all very easy to use, and you just get great stitch quality. And with them, because the Q is the quilting model, it means you get the walking foot with it, you get your patchwork 1/4 inch foot, you get your free motion foot, and you get an extension table. And I think now, when I had mine, it got the hard cover. I think they still have a hard cover, rather than some of them now have just a, I'd say flimsy, a soft cover. Oh, right, there's 2 M100s on the GUR website. Yeah. And I think, oh, the 5060, yeah, that's also a good machine as well. Yes. The 5060 is a newer number that's just come in. So they used to have a 230 DC, which became a 2030. Yeah, you're right, Tony. The thread cutter is amazing. Yeah, yours got hardcover. Yeah, I thought they would. I think the 50, 100 and 200 still have the hardcover, which is always good. It gives that little bit more protection. Talking about a thread cutter, I know we don't all have a thread cutter on our sewing machine, but the thing is, once you have used one, you don't need to have a thread cutter on the machine, but once you have a machine with one on, you do think, why didn't I get one earlier? It's only the money thing, isn't it? You know, having the money to buy exactly what you want when you want it. But yeah, it's just like, it just makes life easier, saves thread, saves you clipping all the ends off, because it just leaves, when it cuts the thread, there's about, I don't know, 1/4 inch of thread, just 2 little strands that just need trimming away, and you don't get those long bits at the front as well that you need to cut off. Can you name some companies for machines? I'll check if they ship to Ireland. Okay, let's see. The warranty ran out, just you need to get it repaired, but Brother honoured it. Thank goodness. Oh yeah, I think Brother are very good. You would like an all singing and dancing. You have 2 brothers, but nice to give another make a whirl. Right, okay, we could talk a bit about sewing machines if you like. So companies, some of the, so GUR is my absolute favourite, because I know they give you excellent service, and they don't just have a demonstration machine and another one in a box sitting there. They have a big stock sitting there, obviously as long as the manufacturers haven't been able to get any to them. But I say GUR may ship to Ireland. You could try, and these are what Franklin's are a good company, and they have good service. I have used those. Sewing Machines Direct also have a very good reputation. I haven't used them, but if you read on any of the sewing groups, any sewing sites, they get a fantastic feedback. The other one in Sheffield, the name's gone, Bridget will tell me. Who's the one in Sheffield? Faf, yes, you love your Janome 200. Ford of Finay. I bet that means definitely. Yes. Yep. Faf's good. I love my, yeah, it looks attractive. Tracy loves your Janome 200 and the thread cutter. Faf Performance, yep. I've got a Faf. Wood Seats, that's the one. Thank you, Bridget. Wood Seats, they've got, I've not used them, but they have a really good reputation. I think Frank Nutt is not bad either. They're the ones I know of and would be the big names to me. There are some others. I think there's Lord's Sewing Machines. There's one in near Loughborough, Corn Country Crafts. Now I have bought from them, but that was a faff I bought from them. I think they're more, some of them don't deal in all the machines. They're not authorised dealers for all of them. Yeah, Wood Seats. I've seen a lot of great feedback for them as well. Drummond's, yeah, they I think are pretty good too. As I say, I haven't used all of them, but I do look at what people say about them. And if you've had, oh, Chris has used, yes. If you've had good service from them, and after service is good, and Lord's, yes, they're very good if you live in the north. So it is Franklin's in Colchester, yep, absolutely. That's where mine came from too. Excellent service. So really it depends on your budget, what you want to spend on a sewing machine, and really I won't say more often than not, it is a fact that the more you pay, the higher the specs, so the more functions you have on your machine to basically make life easier. So Brother and Janome are probably the most popular, and in my own opinion, I have a range. I have Brother machines, I have Janome, I have Faf, I have Juki, and I would say Janome just has the edge on stitch quality on a Brother, but then the higher, you saw me on the V7 the other day, stitch quality in there is perfect, but it comes at a price. Faf, the stitch quality on that has been, oh yeah, I've got a Faf passport, which is also lovely quality. Now with the Fafs, the real selling point, a Weaver D, haven't heard of those, Linda? Oh, that's great, Bridget. If you could, Jen, I'll message you that. Yes, that would be fab. Which one was I on? Fafs. The thing about those, if you don't like when you put a walking foot onto your machine, the majority of machines you have to unscrew just to the left of the needle or the needle bar, the shank foot for where you put your feet on. You have to unscrew that, and more often than not take it completely off. Not always, but sometimes. To get your walking foot on, and it's not the easiest to get to because you've got the main part of the machine there with all the tension unit etc. in, but the Faf, there is just a little lever at the back which clips down onto the back of the foot and turns it into as if it had a walking foot on there. So dead easy. Hello Kim. Kim says hi to everyone. Oh, Joy got her machine from Weaver D. How have I not heard of them? Well, if they're good, on your recommendation, you know, have a look there. I like to use local where I can, but they're a little bit few and far between in some parts of the country. Now, and I would say actually Faf are probably a little bit, or they might be on a par with your Janome, because Janome machines are probably a little, yes Christine, that's why I bought my first Faf too, because you can just flick from walking foot to non-walking foot. It's great. Don't worry, Debbie. Oh, the Nut family have a shop in Birmingham. Oh, right, in Erdington. Right, okay. And also in Blockswich. They've been selling them for years and years. Yeah, it's nice. That is a family-run business, most definitely. I did know that part of it. I say, don't worry about being late. We're talking sewing machines. So, yeah, the Fafs are, they're usually a little bit dearer. I usually think of perhaps Brother being, well, without going into Singer and the Lidl and Aldi the machines there. So they are, what would I say? They can be good. I think basically people, or a majority, or a proportion of people have problems with some of the latest models of Singer sewing machines. But if you get a good one, you can be absolutely fine. If you don't, it's hassle. But saying that, I have seen that both Lidl and Aldi just replace or refund, which is great. There isn't any hassle with getting your money back if you want it back, but it's purely the inconvenience. That you love the thought that you've just got a sewing machine and then it doesn't work. It's just disappointing. So I don't usually go into detail about them because it isn't a machine that I would particularly buy, and I know others would agree with me. So talking about the others, hello Mary, hope to pop over Friday. Okay, that's okay. So you've got your Fafs. Now the Husqvarnas, which are also a great machine in the Faf family. I've never had one of those, but I can't really comment there to say one way or the other, but I do love my faff. If you use your faff all the time, you get used to the icons and buttons to be able to do it. Because I don't use mine much, it's a bit of a learning curve each time. What do I press to get there? So Trisha's got a faff, has everything except a thread cutter. Yeah, so as I say, the stitch quality, it's got an embroidery unit with it as well, and the embroidery is beautiful too. So yeah, so from there you then have your Jukies, which are semi-industrial machines. So they have got a they've got a box feed. It just the inner gubbings are a little bit different to your brothers, Genomes, Faffs, etc. And they are classed as semi-industrial. They're not. Juki do full industrial machines as well, but the domestic ones are your semi-industrial, and they are robust and strong. You do tend to pay a little bit more for them, and they go up to probably the same sort of price. I think the Juki NX7 at about, what is it, 2.8, something like that, 2.795, is quite similar to, no, Genomes go even higher than that. Genomes have an M7, and that looks really nice, but that is around, is it 4,500, something like that? But it's got some in between as well. Oh, and Elna and Genome, very, very similar. They just get different numbers. One I've learnt of late, which looks a lovely machine, is a 9450 in the Genome, or an Elna 780. Now, one of you lovely ladies bought one, and so I was looking through to just pass my comments on them, and fabulous machines, whichever one. So the workings are the same, and quite often the front of the machine, or no, the cover is slightly different to show it's an Elna, but your screen is practically the same. So you then have your Beninas. Now Beninas are, without a shadow of a doubt, more expensive than any of the others, but Beninas are renowned for their excellent stitch quality. There is quite a range. Oh, yes, there's so many. If you Google them, some of the, I can't think whether it's Frank Nutt or Franklin's. I look through them every now and again, and I think, oh, which one do I want? I would just like them side by side with everything below what they do. But they are a robust machine, but I would also say older models are more robust than the ones these days. Whereas my 1260 has a metal extension table, which was lovely and strong. My 570 QE has a plasticky one, so sometimes if I lean on it, it just moves a little bit. Has anyone got a Brother V5? A V5 I think is similar to my V7. I think it has an embroidery unit with it as well, and I don't know, because some people say, I don't know why you bought the V7 when it's very similar to a V5. Well, I think the V7 is more expensive than the V5 is because it has a laser pen, which with my one I haven't even taken it out of the packet, and it also has a foot pedal which allows you to press to, you program it to do one of 3 or 4 things, and one being to reverse at the start of your sewing, or do a stay stitch, or cut your threads with your foot. Wonderful. Yes. Oh yes, brother. Yes, BSK do Brother as well. I think they do a bit of Genome, but yes. So I bought my embroidery machine, my PR1050 from BSK, and they've been going a long, long time. Is the teal material at the back of your head? No. No, it's in the other room. At the back of my head is a daisy one, but if I know it's that sort of colour, I will show. I'll take a picture of it and send it through, Anne. So, I mean, the Beninas go up to about 8,000. Brothers, on the other hand, do actually go up to 11,000. for their top of the range. I can't think what the number is. I used to know when the Dream Machine was the top end, but then they brought out the XP1, XE1, Stellaire. There's one, whether it's the Stellaire that's the top, I can't think, but I know it's about 11,000, which is a lot of money when you think you could buy a brand new car. I don't want a brand new car, but you know, that's how it is. And as I said right at the beginning, you do get what you pay for. One thing I will say, brother are easy. If you're upgrading from one brother to a next, their icons remain similar, so that when you upgrade, it's not, oh, I've got to get used to a brand new sewing machine here. So if you then change from a brother to a faff, there are different icons and different characters or a certain shape or whatever on your buttons, and so it is it's harder. You need to use your manual. As you know, I don't like using my manual, but when you need to know something, sometimes you have to look at it. There's a Stellaire one that you can scan a picture in. That's right. In and embroider it. Yes. Shirley would. Yes. Yes. And I think you can buy the scanner separately to add to some of the machines, not many of them. I know with my PR1050, I actually thought that I was getting this with it, but it was only in America at the time, so I didn't. But I thought that was absolutely brilliant. So you could take a child's line drawing, pop it on this particular plate, almost like the frames, the hoops, and pop it under, and it scanned it, and then it would stitch it out. But what do people do with their old machines? As you have a Singer which is over 40 years old still working, I would just keep it. I would just keep it, Jill. Those Singer machines that are 40-year-old plus are worth keeping because they will still work and they are robust, and they were a very good quality machine at the time. They are made differently now and by different companies, so yeah, things have changed. Times change everything, don't they? So Bridget's got the Snap app with the Stellaire, but you haven't tried it yet. Yeah, there's so many things on. Quite often there's so many functions and new functions on the machines you get that it's, I would take it step by step, learn something each time. Oh, Tony, your Dream Machine has a scanner, but it's a bit beyond you. Yeah, it's people that don't sew that say, well, you've got an embroidery machine, that's easy, you just put it underneath and it does it. I think you do need to, with the scanner, and then for filling in, if you like, the stitching, it isn't just a case as it does that it does a perfect satin stitch exactly where it is. You do have to learn a little and do a bit of playing around to get your perfect stitch out, if you like. So it isn't just a case of it scans the picture, you put your fabric in the hoop, and off it goes and stitches it out perfectly. You do have to look a little bit further and check the density of stitches and what type of stitch you want to create that outline or fill in areas as well. There's a lot to learn, and with those machines, I would probably see if there is a course at some point you can go on and learn those things little by little, because if you have a day of learning everything that a machine does, I'm afraid not all of it stays in your mind. So but it is good to be shown by experts exactly how machines work. Oh right, there are charities, you're right. There's charities that send photocopiers to Africa, and old cars, don't they? So yeah, trade-ins are always good, because quite often you know, people like the guarantee with them. But my machines are all well loved. They're loved but not well used. I mean, usually you say pre-loved, meaning that they've been used and used and used, but mine have been used and they're not used as much. Yeah, so let's have a look. I have been, oh goodness, we have been talking for nearly 50 minutes now. Where can you find them? Where can you, oh, the charities probably, to send them to Africa. I don't know, probably Shirley might know a little bit more than that. See my lovely little cup there. Right, my tea, as per usual, is getting a little bit cool. So I might just stand up and close this door, because it's also getting a bit of cool air coming in through the door. And then we'll have a look at what I'm going to show you how to make today. And it is easy, I promise you. Right, let's just close this door. That's better. Okay. Now I haven't got a cool wind blowing. Right, so my little make for the day is a cutlery holder. Can you see? Not too, okay, ciao for now. So here is my cutlery holder. So this can go on your, if you don't want to do, say, a centerpiece or anything big for your Christmas table, how about a little cutlery holder? Very, very easy to make. Once I've shown you how to make this, you could also, I'll take those out, you could also make a little holder of any sort, or upsize it and make a bag, put some handles at the side. But as it stands, it's a cutlery holder, or whatever else, it's a pocket. Okay, and what I was saying about, I've made this in a way so you can adapt it to however you would like, but I've used interfacing in this back part, so it's got some stability, but it's not, you know, it's got a little bit. Phone holder, yeah, absolutely, I haven't got my phone to hand, but phone holder, definitely. And I have put my thermolam in the front piece here, so I've got a piece of thermolam, and then on one of the back pieces I have got some of the Vilene interfacing, which is, it's called Firm, but it's the 250/305, which I've got a bit of that in stock if anybody needs, but I'm sure you've got interfacing, or do it without. Or if you wanted to be a little bit more rigid, you could put your thermolam in this outer piece as well. But it's just that when we come to top stitch around the edge, this is where I was saying about anybody could do this on any machine, whereas those people that've got machines, would it go in the lunchbox? It would. You could put a little sandwich in there, couldn't you? Yes. Oh, and all you've missed is me talking about sewing machines, and lots of sewing machines, different brands, etc. But I've only just started on this. So let me show what you need. And Anne, this is hello Sue, lovely to see you. This is what I made it for, to be a festive cutlery holder. So to go on your Christmas table, if you just want to decorate it up a bit, instead of having nothing on there or putting a bit of tinsel, etc. So what do we need? Let's have a look. So I'll give you measurements to this because it is so easy. What I have is 2 pieces, which are 4.5 by 10.5. Okay. Sue's been out for a 10,000 step walk. I should think you are exhausted. Sit down, Sue. Oh, I'll show you it the right way round, shall I? Or I shall drop it first. Okay, there we are. So 2 Christmassy bits, or if you want it to be just everyday fabrics, fine. But 2 pieces, 4.5 inches wide by 10.5 inches long. Then I have, so you can do this bit in 2 ways. If you want to, I've cut this 4.5 inches wide, 6 inches long. If you want to do it 12 inches long and just fold it down to make your front part of the cutlery holder. Yes, I'm exhausted at the thought of it too. So you'd cut it 12 inches by 4.5, so that you can then just fold it in half and don't do the other bit that I'm doing. But I decided I would have 2 6-inch pieces, so I've got a lining piece exactly the same size, 6 inches by 4.5, which will go with that. I also have 1 piece of thermolam, and I've cut this rather than a 6 inches by 5.5, 4.5. I've cut it 1/4 of an inch shorter than this, so that it just goes below my seam when I join my outer fabric and my lining together. So it doesn't matter if you cut it 6 inches exactly the same. If you do, it just means you'll be sewing through 2 thicknesses at the top. So I've tried to make this machine user friendly. And then I have one piece of your fusible interfacing. I don't know if you can just see. No, can't get a shimmer. Yes, you can see there's a slight shimmer there. So you've got a fusible side, that's where your adhesive is. And guess what? When I ironed mine on today, I didn't iron it to my pressing mat. I ironed it to the back of the fabric. So I've learnt from my error on the last shows on TV. So let's see what we can do first of all. Right, I will move down, I'll move the camera down, move the machine along. Just bring this down here. So I'll bring it down to the mat first of all. That's it. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn my iron on. Now with fusible interfacing, we don't want steam, and steam will not fuse it properly because it's a dampness that's going on there. So you just want dry heat. So dry heat is just no steam with your iron. So if you pop your fabric wrong side up and then look for that sheen, and I can feel it, it's smooth and shiny, whereas the the side that will be outside it's not textured, but it's matte as opposed to gloss. So I'll just lay that down and line up my edges. So if you cut them exactly the same size, they will line up perfectly. You don't want to have it too big because otherwise it will overlap onto your mat or ironing board, and then it will stick to your ironing board. So I usually say probably 10 seconds or so, because you don't want to overheat your the adhesive here. Otherwise, basically, you melt it away, so it doesn't stick. But you can soon see. There we are. Got a bit of muck on the iron, I think. Okay, so I can feel that is adhered to my fabric, and it's just given it a bit more body. So I'll set that to the side. That is the only piece we need for the iron. So we'll set that aside there. Then, as I say, so here is my small front piece. So I'm going to turn that so the wrong side is up. And then, as you see, when I line that there, I've got about 1/4 inch to spare at the top here with no wadding. So I do like to use a bit of spray adhesive. So I'm going to spray, I'll put this on in a minute. I'm just going to spray my wadding. Try not to get it everywhere, just a little bit there. And what I'll actually do is put that with the spray up, and then I'm just going to put my fabric on the top there, wrong side down. So if your fabric's got a direction, make sure that 1/4 inch is at the top edge rather than at the bottom, otherwise your design's going to be the wrong way round. So we'll do a little bit of stitching now, and the first bit we'll do is we'll put our piece of lining fabric right sides together with the outer fabric, and I'll just put a pin in the middle just to hold that together. And all I'm going to do is where that 1/4 inch is free of wadding, I'm just going to stitch across the top here. So let's move this into the sewing area. Okay, see if you can see that. So let's see, I can see. So what it means is that I'm not stitching through wadding at this point. So 1/4 inch seam allowance. I've got to wobble it. Oh, that's no. Just move that table out. So 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to use 2.2. So not a long stitch, but not the shortest. I'm just going to stitch across there, and then we can take that pin out and fold the lining piece. So if I just finger press along there, and then you could iron this as well, but I'm not going to get the iron back up again, and just pull that lining so it's down to that bottom edge, and then you know the seam is right along the top there. And I'll even just pop a pin in it, because I haven't done that lately, and just make sure that lines up. And then I'm just going to stitch across this top edge just to hold that down. So I will increase my stitch length to 2.8 or 3, just so I've got a longer stitch as I'm going through wadding. So just straight across there. Okay, so just got that little stitch there, and then I decided you can embellish this, you could do whatever you like to the front of it, but I decided I would put a little bit of rickrack. So about like so. So just trim a little bit of rickrack, slightly bigger, longer than your width of the fabric there, so perhaps 5 inches, and then, you know, perhaps pin that in place. But I'm just going to go for it, and I'm just going to stitch across the middle with a straight stitch. You could do a zigzag, and I would preferably use, I'm going to go down a smaller stitch, I would use a coordinating coloured thread. I would use red, but as it is, I've just used white. So I'll just put that across there, and then I will trim off those little bits at the side and those threads there, and cut that little bit off just there. I've got a bit of thread there. Okay, so there we go. Right, next part is I'm going to use the piece that I put, my backing piece. I've got one piece here which has nothing on there, it's just fabric, but on the back piece here, which is going to be the piece you see, that's where I've put the interfacing. So all we're going to do is put this right side up onto, line those bottom edges up, onto that front piece. And again, I would just pop a pin in here just to hold that together. And I'm just going to stitch across this bottom edge just to hold that in place, because you could actually stitch all the way down here and across the bottom and up here just to hold it so that it doesn't slip. But I think we'll get away with just making sure that lines up nicely. But just along this bottom edge to make sure everything is in place there. So a basting stitch or a longish stitch, and about 1/8 of an inch from the edge, because we don't want to see the stitching, but that's just held it together, which is what we want. So having put those together like so, I'm then going to take my other piece and right side down, I will put some pins here, right side down onto my whole outer piece, and we'll put a pin in that corner. I'll put a pin in this corner too. Just put that up, and then just, you can put a pin where the pocket on the front, where are we? Where that pocket comes here, pop a pin there, and then you know that is all held together. And you could pop one the other side as well. And we just pull these up as we go, because you don't want your fabric to move. So it's just poking out a little bit there, but I know that's going to be caught in. So I am going to leave a gap along this side. I will, have I got a pen? Yeah, I'll make a little mark. So I'll put a mark here to here. All right, so I've just put a couple of marks, put some pins there, here to, and I'm going to leave a gap there just to be able to turn it through. Actually, I might do it a little bit bigger than that. So, but I'm starting just above where the pocket comes. So, again, we will do a 2.2, so a smallish stitch, and as I say, just start just above, and I'll just reverse there as well. Now, the other thing I'll do, let's start again there, is, you know how sometimes I come in from the side, so I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to come in from the side a 1/4 inch, because that's going to help the turn go through. Let's see if I can bring that any closer. Oh, that's better. Right, so I've come in from the side a 1/4 inch, and now I'm going to stitch around the outside. So I'll just take the pin out just before I get to it. 1/4 inch seam allowance, straight down the side. Now the other little thing I like to do, I'm come down, I don't know if you've ever found it, sometimes when you get a 1/4 inch from the edge and you turn and pivot, I'm going to do one more stitch there. The next stitch you do is, it skips. Now a way, actually I'll do it when I'm doing the top stitching, but a way of stopping that is to do a diagonal stitch. So just one stitch diagonally and then carry on round. And it's even better when you're going through layers. So you'll see when we turn it through and I do a top stitch, I will do that most definitely because it makes the stitching flow rather than get stuck in a little bit of bulk. So I've got to the corner, one diagonal stitch, and then straight back up here again. So I'm just holding that, take the pin out just before I get to it, and then I can line those. You can put pins in here as well, or line those pieces up. Oh, I've made a little pleat there. And straight up to this corner. One more, and I'll just turn here, because I know that's okay. As I've got no bulk there. One more, and around and down. Now when I get to my little mark here that I made, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to stitch to the outside. And I might just reverse there as well. So I've stitched, so I've got 2 lines. I'll see if I can show you so that you can see. Whoops. Can you see just here? I've stitched down to the edge, and here I've just stitched down to the outside seam. So next little bit here is clip off these corners. So clip that one off, turn around, and that one, and then that corner and that corner. Okay, so now I am going to go to, and I'll just clip those bits of thread off because it just makes life easier when you come to turn in the gap that those bits of thread aren't there. So through my gap here, the back piece is going to be flimsy, if you like, and then, oh, I haven't given a very big hole at all, but we will manage it. I'm just going to put my hands, so because we've got the wadding in there, I'm just putting my thumb in, and just, the interfacing just stays put. I'm just going to wiggle that out. So what you can do is you'll just keep turning it and pulling that through. So it is a case, the smaller the gap, the less we've got to tuck in. The raw edges are smaller to tuck in, but it will come out nice and easily because you've only got that small part where the wadding is, which is the thickness in this. So let's just see, that's all come through now. So then we just want to push. So I just put my finger in here and just pull that bit down and pop my fingers into the corners. Now I couldn't find my corner pointer that I have. It should be in my trolley, which I bought purely for that reason. And now I don't know where I've put it. It's probably gone in my bag that goes to Hachanda, and I haven't taken it out. Right, give it a little wiggle in those corners and then into these corners as well. Just put my finger in there, and this is where nice long nails help actually, but my nails are non-existent at the moment. So right, so I'm going to use blunt-ended scissors here. They are blunt, and I'm just going to push that corner out like so to give me a fairly good corner. And similar here, I'll push that up just to get, that's it, because we trimmed those away to give that nice fairly point, not collar points, but decent points where you've got plenty of fabric. And just push down here. Now this is where we've got the wadding, so obviously that is a little bit thicker. So just push into that corner and very carefully, because I don't want to push my scissors through that corner. Probably could have trimmed more away on that one because that does feel thickish, but that's okay. So We've got rounded corners there, but I think that is absolutely fine. Now, I am going to use the iron again now, because I do need to take these out of the way. So we'll pop that down onto the mat here. So we'll put that just there. Might move that up a little bit so we get a better, whoops, there. Okay, so here where my gap is, right, where I've turned it in, can you see, I'll poke my fingers in there, but it's almost automatically pulled that in. And all I'm going to do is actually iron, because one of the pieces has got a little bit of the interfacing there. So I'm just going to iron that down on that side. And then if I turn it this way, I am going to tuck that in. So this piece is, that's it, just, it's turned itself in a little bit. I'm just tucking that in like so. And let's do it from this way. I've twisted a little bit. Actually, what I'll do, I'll iron the rest first. So there we go. And around here. And around here. Just to, so, and then I'll flip that over. And we iron down this side. And there. And on the top. And then here, I just want to pull that in so that for that seam allowance. Can you see that bit there? I'm just pulling that, and that just folds in really nicely, and line one on top of the other, just so that it's exactly, that's it. So we'll just iron that down. That just gives me a nice, neat closure there. So, and then all I'm going to do now is top stitch around that edge. So let's just bring that back to there. So we have our, there is my opening, all nicely tucked in together. And I'm going to start just above it. So I won't start on a corner, start just above here. I'll turn it that way. And I'm going to stitch close to the edge. So I'll just go up to about half, 2.5, 2.4, and I'm stitching about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And this is where there is a bit of bulk because you've got the wadding, but just help it go through there, and then it's just stitching. So there's only one layer of wadding, probably 4 layers of, sounds clunky, but there's a lot of fabric it's going through. So this is here definitely, I'm going to pivot at an angle. So I'm just going to do one, well I've done 2, and then go straight down here. And you'll see that that stitches, and it hasn't skipped any stitches there at all. So into that corner, one to the side. As I say, I might even do another one to get it started up this edge. There we go. So straight down here, 1/8 of an inch from the edge. When it goes over the rick-rack, there's a little bit more fabric there to go through, but it's not minding it at all. So into this corner, and I say I would do a pivot at an angle, and then there we go. You see it goes straight away, even though there was that extra bulk of probably 4 layers of fabric in the corner, and then back down here. There we go. Bit of thread there. Oh, that's my thread from where I started. And when I get back to where I started, I'm just going to stitch over the first 2 or 3 stitches so that you can't see where you started and finished. So again, clip those threads just a little bit there, and clip that thread there, which it caught as it went round. So there is your second easy peasy cutlery holder. Let's pull that up again. So fork and spoon. So now I have a matching pair. How about that? I think dead easy. There they are. And I think going, having them around a table is just an easy way. Or picnics. So if you're going on picnics, nice to have those as well. And if you want children's cutlery in them, then it would do that fold over. So children's cutlery would only come to here, but you could turn that over if you like. You could also, I suppose, have put little or a bit of elastic there to hold it round together. But oh, thank you, Margaret. Might make them go with napkins or tablecloth. Yeah, I made for the garden. You got material left and was wondering what to do with them. But so simple, don't you think? And as I say, if you think about you want to make, say, a little clutch purse or a bag, alter the dimensions and do the same as I did there. It might be wider, it might be shallower. Thank you, Anita. Yep. And you might put a popper, my cam snaps, and then you've got a clutch purse. So easy. Lots of things just by putting that front piece of fabric on the top and then right sides together with a second piece of fabric, stitch around, turn it through, and you're easy peasy. Yes, it would make the table setting feel that little bit special. Oh, Andrea likes as well. And you like them, Patricia and Joanna. Oh, good. I'm glad you do. Thanks, Jill and Claire. Well, I say, it was a very last minute, oh, what shall I do? But if I can give you some simple little things. Oh, you liked it too, Margaret. That's lovely. It's just good. It just means that a spare half an hour, you can make a couple of these. And, sometimes that is all we have, a spare half an hour, 20 minutes before it's time to go to school or time waiting for a phone call. But you can sit down and do that. But as I say, if you want this piece to be more firm, and your machine will tackle it. So, as I say, with a Juki, yeah, it would just sail through that. Thank you, Christine and Marion. You are going to be busy, Patricia. Yes. You could put wadding rather than interfacing in this back piece. I wouldn't put it on both, but if you put it on the first piece that goes underneath here, and then do just the same with the second piece, which we put on the top to turn it through. You were trying to work out how to make a laptop case. Yeah, laptop case. Fantastic. So many uses for such a simple way of doing things. Oh, Chesula, yes. Oh, I'm glad you like that die. Good. Now, must go. Okay, Sadie. Now, it's just reminded me, seeing Di's name, and I don't know if Denise is watching today, but a long time, probably 3 months ago, if that, the Aliso iron. I had 4, and I think 3 people put their name down for them, and I can't remember if Di was one of them. Di F. I know Denise did, but they came yesterday, out of the blue. They came, and I meant to send an email, and I also meant to. Okay, Anne, that's fine. A useful scrap buster. It is, isn't it? Yeah, I should have looked through my pieces of paper to see who wanted them. So if you still do want one, absolutely fine. They are, what were they, £125, which is a good price. You're welcome, Annette. But Di, no, it wasn't for you. That's all right then. Di, you and somebody else I always got muddled with. And I'll have to think. I'll find my piece of paper. That's fine. But I know Denise did for a start. But that's something I will put it... I'll put something out just to see who those people were. Try it tomorrow. Yes. Give it a go, Annette. I hope you're feeling okay. Yeah. So, I must use mine. I've got an Elisa. I've had it. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Eileen. It's, nothing big, nothing mega, but we've all got so much fabric, haven't we? and let's see, 4.5 inches wide. I bet you've got bits and pieces this would suit. You usually knit pencil paper. Yes, it would be great for pencil paper. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want it bigger, I mean, if you want the pocket part bigger, do this front piece that bit bigger. Take it, say, up to here, and just have a small flap going over. Or make the back piece longer so that it comes even further down. It could come, well, no, that one doesn't, but you could have the flap as long as your front pocket so that it comes all the way down. And I think probably what would also be nice is to put a bit of elastic then on here so that it wraps around the back and holds it all together. But if you didn't sew down, okay, I will, Annette. If you didn't sew down the rick-rack, what would I do? If I didn't sew down the rick-rack. Good night, Anne. Lovely to see you today. Let's see if I didn't. Yeah, you're right, Anne. I see what I mean. Yes, Shirley. If I didn't sew down the rick-rack, so if I just had the rick-rack sewed into the side seams, so this was loose, that would actually poke through the rick-rack. So like this. Let's pretend. Oops. So you could put 2 layers of rick-rack. Sew one down, and then if you had your rick-rack loose, oh, I can't hold both, but this, your flap would fold down and your rick-rack would go over the top to hold the flap down, like so. And then you could pull your flap up. Yes, fabulous, Sharon. Why didn't, Shirley, I mean, why didn't I think of that? Crochet hooks, yeah, make up a brush holder. So with crochet hooks, if you wanted, before you put the back piece on the front like we did, you could actually stitch down through these, couldn't you? Stitch down, make the pockets. Oh yeah, you see what I mean? When people ring me and they say, oh, I bring such good ideas and blah blah, and I say every time, we share all of our ideas because you give me ideas as well. I don't always remember them all. I need being nudged a little bit and say, oh, what about such and such? But you see, all those great ideas, hadn't thought I could sit down for half an hour and not come up with anything much. But just by talking to all you lovely ladies, what do I get? Inspiration. So as much as I give it to you, you give it back to me. So it's an all-round thing. But I am glad that you've enjoyed that. And I would love to see what you can make. In fact, that is a real good... Oh, that's reminding me of another thing I've got to do. I must do my Frinches giveaway tomorrow. I will pick 2 names and tell you who's won the packs of Frinches, which was a giveaway last week, and I haven't got round to it. But I'll do that. No, I haven't, Anne. I haven't done a pair of knickers. A scissor holder. Yeah, scissor holder, Eileen. Brilliant. Have I ever done a pair of knickers? No. I once did, now let's see, yes. And I think I told you all about it. Oliver had got wet for some reason. I think he'd been outside and got soaked, and I hadn't got any trousers. So I made him a pair of knickers. I got a brand new pair, and I just overlocked down the sides to make him a pair of impromptu knickers. He didn't mind. He was a lot younger than he is now. But no, I haven't. I don't think they're that difficult, but it's always been one of those things that I just think I'd rather go to M&S and just buy some. But if you want them to be in beautiful, I'm telling a lot, because yes, I did years ago. I made knickers for my nan, who was born, she's not with us now, she was born in 1899, so she would be 121 now. And I made knickers. She only used to wear French knickers, and I used to make them for her. I did. So, but that's the only time I've ever made knickers. I suppose I think of knickers, I think of like briefs or like bikini bottoms, but I haven't, Anne. No, there may be people on here who have and could give you some hints and tips. But no, sorry, can't help you there. And I don't know whether I'm likely to. I suppose I could give it a go. But it's fine. It's knowing I'd want some stretch fabric, I think, and have to think about that one. So what I was going to say was, everybody, it is coming up to 6 o'clock. I have talked, and it has been absolutely lovely having your company today. I shall come back tomorrow if I think about what I did say what I was going to do tomorrow. If I get a chance, I am going to be sending lots of parcels out tomorrow, so I will do that. But I'm thinking about an infinity scarf with a pocket, with a zipped pocket, if you think that might be a good idea. I'm just needing to find some fabric to do that. Okay, thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Christine. Oh, Brenda made French knickers out of parachutes. So, oh wow. Oh, and Joy's dad made my mum a pair of knickers and an old singer. Wow. Okay, Sharon, that will be lovely. I shall be around all day long. So, great idea, infinity scarf. Okay, I will do that. I'll have to sort out a little bit of fabric and a few measurements. I think as long as you like, but and I'll have one made up. So I want to make it in something that I would like to wear, and there's lots of different fabrics you could use. So that is what we'll do tomorrow. Okay, Claire, all excited now. So I'll see you tomorrow at 4:30. Till then, stay safe, all of you, and take care. And it's been lovely having your company this afternoon. Bye for now.